We're going to go over to last SEC game that we want to look at, Georgia versus Mississippi State. We'll talk about it briefly just because Mississippi State had their first SEC win in 2 years last week against Arkansas. Excited to, I know everyone down in Starkville is excited. This game, the spread's 7.5 right now in favor of Georgia. Over under is 56.5. Just briefly wanted to touch on this, talk about this, and all of that.
Yeah. So, I think I just want to first hit on Mississippi State getting their first SEC win. It's felt like a long road. 1 touchdown loss against Tennessee, a 2-point loss against Florida, and then the brutal loss against Texas. So it's nice to have that first SEC win, rip the Band-Aid off. Look, it wasn't a great Arkansas team, but, can you use that momentum to try to finish out the rest of your SEC play well? You have Georgia this weekend, Missouri the following weekend, and then Ole Miss after the bye week. So, I think that, Mississippi State needed this first SEC win. There's a lot of issues that Mississippi State has faced this year. They've allowed a lot of points. They've had very poor pass rush defense, so it allows the quarterbacks they play against to sit in the pocket a little bit longer than they normally would, allowing them to look at those second and third options, allowing them to hit the deep ball. So just from that perspective, that's what I'm looking at from Mississippi State. But look, overall, I think that this is going to be a closer game than we think. Mississippi State plays close games. I just want to take a look at Georgia offense versus what Mississippi State defense has allowed. There's a lot of parity here. Mississippi State's pretty good at thwarting, passing yards per game. They've only allowed 206, and Georgia's only put up about 230. Same with rushing. Mississippi State does allow a lot of yards on the ground, 166. Georgia does put up a lot of rushing yards on the ground per game, 184. So there's a lot more parity in this game from, what is the defense specialized in protecting? What does the offense specialize in doing from the Georgia offense, Mississippi State defense perspective? But I think really at the end of the day, what's going to be kind of the more defining factors, what is Mississippi State able to do through the air? What are they able to put on the ground in terms of their offense? If I look at just the SP Plus rankings for both teams, Mississippi State's 42 in offense, 43 in defense. Georgia's 14 in offense, 17 in defense. So there's just one team that has clearly been better this year across most of the main metrics. And I would expect that Georgia wins this game this weekend. But I wouldn't count Mississippi State out because of their ability to thwart a lot of the different defensive schemes and make Georgia remain one-dimensional.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think if Mississippi State is able to get Georgia off the field early and often, and Georgia is not able to sustain drives, Mississippi State's offense is tough to stop. Blake Shapen has played incredible so far. Yeah. In that Texas game, Arkansas game last week, he's putting up numbers. And if Georgia is able to sustain drives and hold onto the ball, and the time of possession battle starts getting skewed in the way of Georgia holding on the ball, I think that Georgia probably runs away with this game. But if Mississippi State is able to get them off the field early, put Gunnar Stockton into third and long situations where you're not as worried about the run, you can kind of have some type of pass rush. I think that this could be a really close game, and so I don't know if I was guessing, Mississippi State plays all of these games tough. They play close, 7.5 at home. I would lean that way. I know you would lean the other way. Over under. This could be a game that Mississippi State puts up a lot of points, Georgia puts up a lot of points, and it becomes kind of a shootout. And Georgia's been
similar to the Texas game is kind of the perspective you have.
Exactly. So I think that this could be an interesting game. I'm excited to watch it. I'm excited. Saturday can't come soon enough. Hopefully YouTube TV and ESPN can figure it all out, and I can actually watch at home. So if you're a Georgia fan, Mississippi State fan, comment, follow, like, subscribe. Check out INSZN.co as often as you can. We're updating it constantly and adding new features. So it's always cool to just wake up in the morning and check what we've added, because we are not sleeping. We are adding as much as we can.